Can you hear me now? I Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. My machine was cut up for cutting out my vinyl was hooked up to the port that I needed for the speaker, so it's not one thing, it's about 3 dozen others. Stephanie here with Escaping Paint. How is everybody tonight? I'm going to have to redo one of the gifts that I started making last night. And I've decided to do it on a board instead of canvas for a couple of reasons. Putting that down and lifting up on that canvas had stretched it some, and I didn't like how it looked for that reason, but then it got broken. I set it in the chair and set something else on it, and it's got a hole in it. It was really looking cute, though. I will give it that. So, anyway, that one's messed up. So, I'm going to redo it. And I would love for you to just pop in the comments who you are, say hi, where you're watching from, and just chat along with me as I paint. So, and be patient with me because I may mute you whenever I do my blow drying because I don't like the noise and I don't want to mess everybody up. Alright, so I'm switching to the other view. Hopefully y'all can see because here's I already painted my board black because I wanted the black background. So I started with the black background and I've already got it down. And I think that looks like it's pretty good because the other letters are pretty big. I'm thinking I'm going to put it right here. I'm clueless, my love. Alright, my technical guru is here trying to help me out because my video is apparently glitching real bad. Say hi when y'all get a chance. Tell me where you're watching from. And then tell me what you've been working on the last few days. I'm trying to get this stencil laid down right here, and I'm getting distracted knowing that he's moving my screen around out the corner of my eye. Sorry, y'all. It's not like it's the end of the world, but for me it was like, what happened? Where did they all go? Oh.
It was coming through clean with the video is.
Okay. Alright, so I've got someone with cystic fibrosis on here, and I'm going to do that in, I liked the lighter purple last night, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it in the lighter purple. If y'all would, when you come on, if you'll just say hi, and maybe tell me where you're watching from. I'm Stephanie from Escaping Paint. Obviously, you found my page, so you know what page it is anyway. All my questions are. And I'm going to take this thin one again. Anyway. And I'm having to remake a gift. I will say this, though, that Zoe's little sign that she did for the laundry room turned out really good. And for her first time using a stencil that's bigger and not stuck on like I'm using tonight, she did really well. I thought she did an excellent job on that. I have a lot of trouble sometimes with when they're not stuck to the piece that like with the stick-on vinyls and stuff, they I have a real problem with them bleeding. Sometimes I even have a problem with them bleeding this way, but that happens sometimes. Not real often. The puppy came in when Dad came in to check on the video, and he didn't want to leave Nana's feet. So, anyway, how is everybody today? Anybody out there? Anyway, so got this friend that's leaving. She got to see the preview last night, and I had to show her this morning where I'd broken it. I was so sick. I sat it in the chair when I was moving some stuff, and the little wood sign kind of flopped over just right in the chair, and it landed, and the corner went right through that piece on the canvas, and it was just kind of nauseating to see it. All right, so I'm kind of just sponging it in, bouncing it, kind of bouncing it up and down over it. I am kind of dragging a little bit, but I'm trying to not drag too much because you can push the paint under the edges of the stencils as we're doing it. But anyways, so I'm going to go around. I made the fibrosis O down here on the end a heart shape. So I'm going to go around it, and I'm going to do it with red. So I'm not going to do it in the lighter color purple. I'm going to do it with the red. All right. Alrighty, let me find my. Got one little piece here that I'm gonna grab up. Where the R was going over the O, but and I want the fibrosis to be all visible. Grabbing a little bit of red right now. It won't take much. It's pretty small. And I did change some things up since I had the time to kind of rethink some things since it messed up. I opted to do a few things a little different. It'll be fun. Or I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting. I think I'm going to rinse this out, and I may actually do the light purple a second time. All right. Hey guys, who's here with me? Who's here watching with me? Where did it go? There it is, right in front of me. Oi, oi, oi. So, button out. Thank you. Tuesday I'm gonna be painting, or Thursday, not Tuesday. Thursday afternoon I'm supposed to be painting on my friend Tammy over at Painted Soul Studios page, and we're gonna be doing some butterflies. So if you want to come hang out with us over there on her page, it's Painted Soul Studio. I have a couple of paid events. Well, actually, if you want a kit, it was a paid event, but for the surfboards. But I was going to teach the class for free. That's coming up. I believe it's this Saturday. The next Tuesday, I'm going to be the guest artist of the day in August Harvest group. If y'all want to go hang out and check out what's going on in that group, remember to tell them that Escape and Paint or Stephanie sent you. Because there's all kinds of cool fall art going on in there, and that one's more than just painting. It's it's crafts and stuff like that. So if you're more of a crafter, you may prefer that page as that group as well, because we've got a lot of goodies. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do in another group in September. That's another fall group. But something else. Oh, there's the snowkin. I've got my snowman pumpkins that I'm doing. I absolutely had a blast doing that class in person with some ladies. And if you're within driving distance and wanted a kit, let me know because we have those available, and I'm just going to do that as an online class. Um, all right. Okay. I'm fixing to mute y'all's sound for just a minute so I can blow dry this real quick. I don't want to mess everybody's ears. So give me 1 second. All right. Oh. Okay, so give me a second. I forgot to get one of my stencil pieces ready to roll. I will get it ready when the time comes. I just needed to get off of that. Oh, ever have one of those days? Yeah, it's one of those days. Okay, now if I can just get this to peel up, it'll be great. Yeah, see, sometimes with the grain of the wood being up and down, some of it kind of bled a little bit. I may go through with a brush and kind of touch some of that up. Okay. Thought about making all of these O's the little heart. Then I thought, no, I'll just put it in that. That looked really. I thought it turned. I did not. All right, so I'll take a brush to do all the tweaks at the end. Okay, E has to go on first, and I've made a leopard print. I'm pretty sure to go over it, or after I get it on. So I need to do it in lighter color for it to go. So do I want it tilting up? Do I want it down? Do I want it kind of straight? I think I want it tilting up. Now look at that L. I'm going to scoot this E just a little further over. And where did I don't think I scraped this as good a while ago. Okay. All right. One's done. It's down. Okay. Can y'all see where the E is? Okay, I think y'all can kind of see it. I'm trying to make sure that I don't go too far over, too far off. That I give myself room for the LOVE. Because what we're redoing is I'm redoing this, and I'm trying to give myself room to put the L going the direction I wanted it to go originally. And maybe not be too close to that gnome as an O. So, and I'm pretty sure I wanted this mid shade as my color. put a darker purple as dots. So pretty sure I'm just gonna use this brush. It tends to leave a few hairs if I'm not real careful, but I think I'll be okay. Okay, so I'm not trying to rush through the project, but I do want to get it done. That's why I'm back on here trying to do it again tonight. Okay, I don't want to keep my, I didn't give myself enough edge up here on the top. You want to remember to offload when you're using stencils. You don't want to just have too much there because it bleeds underneath, and on the wood grain it kind of pulls it up a little bit anyway, so we've got to be kind of careful of that. We don't want to push it underneath there. That's the wood grain issue. I also don't, I have to be real careful because the sticky of the stencil tape kind of can pull some of the colors up if you're not real careful. Looks like it did that with the black in a couple of places. I'm going to be hitting it up with a little bit of black anyway, so fine liner brush. Let me move that over there. Alright, this is Stephanie with Escaping Paint, and I'm working on stenciling a sign that's a gift for someone. She told me she really liked the sign, the t-shirt, but that she'd gotten, but wanted it on a sign, kind of an idea that she could hang in a room somewhere. So I'm working on trying to get it done. Alright, I'm going to mute y'all again for a few seconds to blow dry the base coat. I want it to be kind of dry because I'm going to be putting this stencil over it with my print. Okay, I'm going to pull that center one up. Okay, and I'm going to kind of line this up so that the center is in there. So I can have it with the edges of my actual E. And I'm going to push that down. And I left this one on top of the other one because that should help me to have a pretty good edging ability to see the edges and keep it still from going out. This was the leopard print. I was looking at all, she likes cats, and I just took some big cat prints because it was stripes and circles, and I thought, you know what, there's some cat prints that are similar to that. So why don't I just play with that and see if I can do that. So I found me some prints that were the same as the cats. print. I've got a tiger striped E that we're gonna do. Okay, here's my dazzling purple. It's really, really, really dark purple. I'm just gonna gently, gently, gently. I'm not worried too much about the edges because I've got that one over the other one. So, Lord willing, I'm not have a big crybaby fest right here in front of everybody. This it'll work the way it's supposed to. So we shall see. We shall see. But putting the one stencil on top of the other was supposed to help make sure that the paint's only where I want it. Doesn't go outside of the E general shape either. So, how is everybody doing tonight? What have you got plans for? I'll probably pop off here a little before 7. Lord willing, I'll be done before then, but well before then, but we don't know. I don't know. This sometimes that takes a little longer to do. Okay. All right, it did. Yay! It did what I was hoping it would do. Since this was the big stencil and this was the littler one, what it did was, oh, and I'm holding it. I can't see it. Sorry. I put the one stencil over the other one so that it should help to contain the lines and keep it from going outside out here. So, I think it did really well, and I am excited. Okay. There we go. I've got a few little dots in here. And get lifted up. Like I have some blue dots still stuck to me from the currently wondering if I should not have dried this before I peeled the centers out. I can go over that with a thin liner brush to touch it up. Just a matter of remembering which ones had dots in them. Peel them out. All right, I think that's all of those. I am going to hit it with the dryer again, so give me just a minute. Because I'm fixing to stick the vinyl sticker over the edge of it, it's very important that I have each of these letters kind of ready to roll close to their spots. And I don't want to want any of these to get like, I'm trying to keep the alignment good too, so I'm trying to keep the edges. Okay. And we will be painting over part of our cutesy little E. But it's okay, that's the way it's supposed to be. There it is. Okay. Try not to push too hard over that paint. I don't want it to peel it up. I'm not real sure how well it's going to stay. I did not put that on the back of that. Okay. So, I think I'm going to take our middle purple color. Yeah. You know what? I've got another purple. Why don't I just use it? Oh. Paint over there. Sorry, guys. Okay. I don't think that's the shade I'm wanting. The dark purple. See. Comparatively speaking, it is a little bit different from the other one. This was the middle one, so I think I may do the really light one, actually. Hey Zoe, what do you need, babe? Okay. Zoe came in to borrow my paint markers, my paint pens. Trying to not. Alright. I decided I'm going to use the Wisteria. Yeah, it's the really light purple that I've got. Because the V is the tiger stripe one, and I want it to be a pretty sharp contrast there for those two colors. I'll do the darkest purple that I've got, that dark purple one as the stripe. Sorry to stick it in the wrong color again. Did that last night when I was doing it. Yeah, well, you know, you get lots of colors out here, it's easy to mess up when you think you're supposed to be doing it here. Alright. I don't think it has to be perfectly done, but I think it looks pretty good. And rinse that out a little bit. I don't want it to be too thick. I did do something a little different tonight. Instead of doing the face outlines and everything, I'm just going to put the white behind the whole gnome, and then I'll come back and do details on him later, just so y'all. That'll probably be another night, another day, sometime. Alright, hair dryer. Alright. So, I have my V, and I'm going to lay it on top like I did on the other one. And I'm going to try and line up this center here that was the center of the V with the center of the V. And so I can kind of make sure that my stripes are very. I'm going to peel all the paint off of my midsection there. It's not off of the design, it's off of the logo thing there so that you can see kind of where that's supposed to be lining up. We can see the bottom of it's supposed to be there. And this should be all around our. Hey, Adrian. I'm redoing one of the things that I made last night while I was painting yesterday. I made my really cutesy Love Someone with Cystic Fibrosis, or I started it. And then today I set something in a chair and it ripped the canvas. There's a little hole here that my through. So I'm remaking it on a piece of wood so that maybe it won't be destroyed as easily. And I'm layering some stencils that I cut with my Cameo Cricut, or Cameo Silhouette. And hoping that it will look really fantastic. And the leopard print one turned out pretty good. I'm actually kind of impressed with it. I am hoping that the rest of them will do the same. Turn out really well. On the letters, I mean. I'm trying really hard to not peel it back up since I finally sort of had it stuck. The original design had some stripes and polka dots, and stripes in one direction, stripes in another, and some polka dots. And I decided that I would get really creative since I had to redo it anyway. And I would make sure that I did the. I'm gonna go ahead and use that darker purple. I really for that darker purple. Right. I'm just kind of painting over these. Yeah, I hate when oops happen too. I felt really bad because I was frustrated at the moment about some other things and was trying to make space at the table, and I'd set it in the chair, and I knew whenever I went to set the other thing down that that was probably not going to be a good idea. And then Zoe goes, I was like, yep, I knew it. I shouldn't have set that in that chair with that. And I shouldn't have. Just was trying to quickly move stuff, and it wasn't quickly doing it. So, anyway, what do you do when you make mistakes? You just get up and learn from them and just roll on, right? Gotta keep doing what you gotta keep doing. If you're gonna give this as a gift and you want to give it as a gift, you gotta keep getting it. You gotta get up and get it done again, then, I guess. So, alright. Trying to do my stripes so that the streaks of the paint kind of go in a good direction there. It's not too thin in one area or thick or have drag lines in the middle. Alright. So I'm going to rinse that brush out, let that dry for a second, and then I'm going to hit it with the hair dryer. I'm going to put y'all on mute for a second and blow dry it. One moment. Okay, if I can find my cursor again. Hey, Tammy. Alright, I'm seriously fixing to say a little prayer in my mind here because I'm worried about this peeling up this letter E, but I don't think it will. But alright, let's peel them both up. This has my original V stencil behind and my stripes stencil over the top. I don't think that turned out half bad. What do y'all think? It needed to dry just a hair more up here, but I think it's looking okay. Okay, I can breathe a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. All right. So for O, that's a gnome. Or gnome, that's an O. Try now. I'm gonna set this L back over here. Tammy, I don't know if you were here and heard where I said I had to redo it because I messed up big time and set something in the chair with it and messed it up from last night. One I did last night got all messed up. As a whole, thank you, Adrian. I thought it turned out pretty good. Okay, the comments are not scrolling right, so bear with me, y'all. Alright. So, yeah, I gotta put this down, and I'm not gonna finish him until tomorrow. He's gonna need some more detailed work. I'm gonna manage. I'm just gonna put some white down behind him. And no, this is not peeling the black paint up. This is where black paint got on the top of it. I'm going to give him a different kind of hat. So I'm going to put this corner down here that was kind of flat. Cut part of it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut me a little piece of the. I'm going to set it right here over the ball, because I don't really want the ball on there. Oh yeah, I was pretty sick, Tammy. I was pretty sick. I was loving how it looked. This one's not looking bad, but I was loving how the other one looked, and I'm pretty sick at my stomach right now with how that. And it's in a place. Somebody says, "Can't you just cut it? Can't you just cut around it?" And I'm gonna do this and switch views for just a second so y'all can see. I'm like, can't you just cut it and tape it behind it? And I'm like, no. You see, it's like cutting in the L is like really bad, and it's not gotten any worse. It's just it's really, really depressing. It was really turning out good, and I was just like beside myself, upset. It was like, no, 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 no. But it messed up. So I'm redoing. Using it, I'm trying to look at it as an opportunity. We're looking at this as an opportunity. We're going to play with stencils a little bit more and layering them so that we can see how they turn out on the letters and see if I can make some that you can do this kind of with easy. So that's what I'm telling myself is what I'm doing. That's what I'm telling myself has happened. Reality is yeah, it got messed up and I had to fix it. So, and right now I'm just putting white down for this gnome so that I have a better background to color him in when I do come back and color it in, and it will, and then I can have a placement guide for my my L in a minute, because the O goes behind the L and I need the L to go in front of the gnome. But I have a feeling if I make the gnome, it can be fun, especially if we look at it the right way. I know you really can't fix a broken canvas not very well anyway. And somebody was like, well, you could frame it in front of, get it painted just touched up just right and put it in a frame, cut it out of the thing. And I was like, no. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. We're just not even going to play like it is. And if we look at practice as getting better and learning, building, not just learning from mistakes, like that one was actually turning out really well. And I didn't feel like there's a lot of mistakes as far as the painting itself went. But putting that in the chair with the wood board, where when the wood board decided to go ahead and flop, it flopped and poked a hole in it. That was the mistake. Well, I learned from my mistakes, and I'll call that my practice run, and we'll do this. I'd already done the letter L with stars on it, and I didn't want to change it. So when I did the other letter, so I'm going to do the letter L. Voila. Oh, I got to dry it. Just going to peel it up. I may have to do that and save it for mixed media project then. Save some of the different pieces. That's a good idea, Tammy. I hadn't thought about that. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to mute it for a second. Okay, so yeah, you could save it and use it for a mixed media project. That would be really good. Where'd I put my L? There it is. I was like, oh no, don't tell me I just lost my L. Okay, so I'm gonna put the L. And knock down. Alright. And it's gonna have some stars. So I think the stars need to be the lighter color. So I'm gonna do. Now I'm wondering if I shouldn't do a layer of white on here since I've got the white here, if that wouldn't be better to kind of blend it all. And then the lighter color all looks light behind it. What do y'all think? Oh, bless your heart, honey. Yeah, we need to kind of figure out the video lag, but it's okay. We'll work it out. Speaking of, we have something we need to get ready to roll tutorial wise as well. So don't forget, we need to do that later. Sweetheart. Alright, so hang on just a second. I may reuse that one for this cell. Alright, so I don't have my stars ready yet because I realized as I was already going on live that I had not finished. I had to recut a piece and it was still on the cutter and I hadn't got it weeded yet. So I'm gonna kind of go over this and kind of try not to make it too thick. At the same time, I want it to kind of blend into that so it's an even light white, so that the light purple will show up really well on this black. And I will probably be going back and highlighting and adding some touch-ups after we get it all done. But I'll let that dry for a second as I'm attempting to weed out the star part. Part that I need out of. far away. Okay. So, I am almost certain this. I'm going to set this over here to dry for a second. And then I'm going to let y'all watch me as I'm trying to. Okay. I'm trying to keep all the star bit in there. I got smarter this last time when I was having to recut it, and I figured out a different layer. I still need to work on my cut file savvy. But I should still be able to. Where'd my scissors go? Trim this down a little bit. Especially since I've still got the other one on there. Okay. And then we will use that to transfer it when it comes in. Alright. So, I'll bring this back. I think that's dry enough for me to feel comfortable to put my light purple base coat down. Purple is trying to dry out really bad, and I don't even have a fan on in here today, so this is crazy. But anyway. I will grab some more of that. This one is wisteria, in case you're wondering. It mentioned way earlier. Set me a new pile over here this time. That one just seems to get chunky from the air getting. Trying to stay as close as that to the lines as I can, edge of the L, so I can line it up real easy with the other parts, with this other stencil that's going to go over it. Layering the two stencils is very handy. Then it keeps what I'm doing right inside that area. Alright, I'm going to put that brush in there and let it get rinsed out. Okay. Okay, I'm going to mute you again for just a few seconds. Okay, I have unmuted you. I'll peel this one off. And now we're going to lay this L over that L. And I'm going to try and scrape the edge of it right at the edge so I can kind of see where I'm lining it up real well. I'm not scraping it off of the wood, I'm scraping it off of the edge of the other one, just so I can kind of have me some reference points for exactly what is which. Does that make sense? This is stuck to the laminate material, the stencil material. So that helped me to line up that curve right there. And then that should line up right there. And then we're going to put a darker purple over it. Oh, I just took off all my stars. Now the fun part's going to be peeling up all the stars when I'm done. How fun. Just stay down. You know you want to. Stay down. Alright. So, you see the gnome hat? Yeah, you're supposed to see kind of the gnome hat. And when I get done with this, I've got another layer of gnome for a mustache and a beard and stuff that I can put on. I'm just not sure I'm going to do it tonight because I'm kind of running. I've already had everybody on here for almost an hour. So I may wait and do a live tomorrow to work on some of the trimmings on him. Oh, come on. Why y'all being so mean? Maybe it's because it's got the 2 layers of stencil, this one, and it's trying to, maybe it's because it just doesn't want to lay on paint. I don't. I want that one right there to stay there, so I'm going to pull that direction. Maybe pulling it from a different direction will help. Maybe I just didn't have it pulled at the right direction. Okay. I'm not gonna do it hard, but I am gonna kind of push them all down a little bit and make sure they're down at the very least. Okay, so since these are stars and they're not attached, I'm going to do a sponge and kind of sponge it on there. I'm going to use this purple because I haven't used it yet. I got to get a little bit more of this purple. That's the only problem I really have with sponges is they seem to suck it in really quick. But I need it to be a good coat. Hope it won't pull any of the stars up as I'm doing it. Alright, almost done. Almost there. At least for this. There's just that little bit away from ready. Okay, so is that is it the transfer paper? I got it from Expressions Vinyl. It's a clear vinyl. It's a clear transfer tape. They call it transfer tape. And it's clear. I bought 2 rolls of it. Clear transfer tape. I bought 2 12-inch wide by 100-foot long rolls when I bought it because I like the clear because you can see through it to line up. I've gotten some masking tape stuff before. I've gotten some that was a color and it was still just not as easy, or it just didn't seem to line up very well. Now this one does not have a grid on it. Well, thank you, Linda. Oh, I didn't get the purple at the top as good as I thought I did. Hang on, I wonder if bubbles popped. Maybe that's what happened. Because I thought that was pretty dark. Alright. Since it messed up the first time, Miss Linda, and I'm still kind of nauseous about that, but Tammy's given me an idea about maybe using it for mixed media, something else, so I might be able to salvage pieces of it and use it for something else, but not for this project. But I'm redoing it, and we are making it work, and it will be lovely. I know Riley likes cats, so I put some tiger stripes and some. Did I say it was leopard or cheetah, y'all? That's leopard because cheetah was the solid dots. And I started to go back and redo my L with cheetah dots, but I did not have time, nor did I decide that I had. Oh, the vinyl. This is the Oracle something. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up and get you a link to where I got it. I know that they sell it at Expressions Vinyl, but I'd already bought this on Amazon when I realized that they had the same stuff. Okay, see, I should have cleaned up here at the top too. It's got a little bit around the edge. I don't think I'm going to worry about it or fuss over it. But lining them up like that is not always easy. It didn't always go to the top like I'd expected it to. But I'm still learning to play with some of it too. When you're going to cut a letter or something and put it for this, you've got to make sure that if you're painting it, it's facing the right way. But if you're going to stick the vinyl down and leave it, then it's got to have the right thing the right way. Because sometimes when you're, what is it? When you're making something, you have to mirror the image and it's got to be backwards when you're cutting it so that when you stick it down, it's the right way. I don't remember what it is. I'll have to, maybe we'll have to do a lesson on that, Miss Adrian. Maybe I'll have to plan on that. Okay, I'm going to mute y'all for just a second so I can finish drying this and pull those stars up. Because I'm not going to pull those stars up until I have it dry. Okay, I'm back. And now I'm gonna get my weeding hook here, and I'm gonna kind of start pulling. I'm afraid some of these may not be perfectly shaped because the edge doesn't line up quite, but I can always go back and hit it with a little bit of paint. Oh, fell off. All right, got it. Determined to stay. All right. Kind of have to look at it in the light just right to catch some. Yeah, they're coming off pretty good actually. Don't look half bad. kind of want to pull them up just a little bit and kind of offload them somewhere else. I tend to put them in a pile or I'll stick them to the back of my hand when I'm working. But I've learned that I've done much better with a clear transfer tape than I did with for a while I had bought a long roll of, it looks like masking tape, but it was transfer tape, and it was really just as wide as this is, but it was really long, and it was like, will I ever be done with this? Because I want to buy something new, and I just refused to waste money. So I was still using it, and I finally used it all. I said, finally, I get to buy new. And I bought the new, and I was so much happier with this clear transfer tape. Makes it so much easier to see. And no, you don't perfectly line everything up every time, because obviously you can look and see that the edge of the L did not line up right. And when I cut this, it was kind of a little off. So it's still for the most part lined up really well and has done good. So I'm kind of excited with how well it turned out so far. Now, that one will need a little touch up. That one will likely need a little touch up. Yeah. Trying to kind of get it to lift, give at the edges and kind of lift it. What okay, I'm gonna turn this so I can see it a little better at this end. All right. Everybody done did got quiet on me. Okay. Kind of sorry that this was such a long night, but it seems like it was pretty productive on this live, considering that we've gone through 1, 2, 3 layered letters and the other, and then I did the 2 different colors on paint when I got down to the bottom, when I was on the bottom. Alright, come on. Let it go. See, the other thing I don't like doing is heating them up when I'm blow drying them and then trying to peel them up, but at the same time I didn't want them smearing real bad. And if I'd done this with it was still real wet, it would have been made a big hot mess. I mean, it was a mess enough as it is. That would have been a big hot mess. All right, so I'm gonna turn this around. Thank you, Linda. Okay, what I think I'm gonna do, I'm pretty sure that's the dark purple. That needs to go where it gets wet. I'm gonna get me a little long brush. Take my this, go around this edge. I'm gonna turn it around so I can pull it toward me. Sorry, y'all. Here, and this one will be. And I started putting the wrong color again. Keep doing that. And I'm like, really? But I got it. I got it figured out. I think I've and it's not messing. I'm gonna go around this edge. It's top right here with that purple. I'm gonna rinse and then I'm gonna do the lighter purple I'm going to hit some of those stars on the inside. Just kind of got to remember where the basic shapes were and where they go. Kind of. I've got a teeny tiny little tip on here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to get some of that less bled over, if that makes sense. Okay. Some of these where the stars were rolling up. And some designs I think are better suited for tracing and drawing versus trying to stencil. I was trying to stencil and I maybe shouldn't have done the stars pointed on the end when you're peeling it out. Or maybe I should have done it the other way so that I painted the dark and then I put the holy one there. The one and I would have been putting the stars in instead of the whole background on there. That might have been a better way to do that. Okay. Try and hit that one just a little bit. Oh, some of these didn't look like they were very star-ish. They kind of turned into blurb. But I'd taken a shape and kind of traced. It had several different shapes. I was going to do some different stripes originally. And then I decided I would do tiger stripe. Because these wild big cats are kind of have some awesome power to them. So I was thinking that Riley's a pretty awesome and special little person. And we would use her with some of those big cat awesome. She likes cats anyway. And that purple is the CF color, so I was trying to keep it in the right colors. So anyway. I need to go back to the dark on that one. Oh. Well, Linda, I did it on wood this time, so nothing would go through it, especially in your move, considering we did it last night and then this morning before I could do much. Had that hole kind of in it. Really kind of rather upsetting for me that I managed to stick that in. Alright. Alrighty there. So I'm gonna take a little more of the dyes and that's really, really, really dark purple that I used on those two. Take that up to that edge. What do y'all? Pretty good. almost done for tonight. I'm going to leave the gnome and finish him tomorrow. I sat on the computer long enough for today. I'm actually going to leave that like it did. A little more of this back. Other I prefer the stencils for this detailed type stuff so that I don't have to drawing and shapes up too much. Alrighty, guys. Well, and then I'm one more. And what I'll probably do is at the edge of the black, on those that need on those letters down there, and then tomorrow I'll come on and I'll do the gnome. I want this to dry and I want to have some time to think about it just a little bit before I just go all crazy willy-nilly with it. Oh, cut in here. All right, so I think I'm done for tonight. I'm just gonna kind of touch this up just a little bit, and then I'll hit the black down here around those letters. Um, again, when you're stenciling on wood, sometimes even if you have it where it sticks tight to it, it doesn't stick as well as we want it. So you just kind of have to work around the shape. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching with me. I really appreciated it. I hope to see you sometime tomorrow. I will try and post on my page what time. I think I have a meeting tomorrow afternoon, so it will probably be tomorrow morning, and we'll go from there. I may forget that I have something else. But if I'll try to post and let y'all know what time tomorrow I'll be on. But thank you for hanging out with me tonight and painting with me. Have a great night.